Books are boring. Maybe you know it, maybe you read a couple of them, you were taught from the school that you need to read some, and you just simply hate it. And in today's video I'm gonna show you and tell how to go from having a bad relationship with books to reading them with love and feeling like it is a part of your life. I'm gonna tell you how I did it in my perspective. There is my book streak. I'm currently reading on electronic device. Maybe it's not the topic that would be popular and viral, but this is how you get knowledge. This is how you find access to the right one. You can overdo it, you can overtrain yourself. You will see the consequences. You cannot read a book a week. There is not your goal. The goal should be to love reading. First things first, my routine is look like this. Basically, every 45 minutes before my sleep, I'm reading. Whether in my bed, in a chair, in lying position, sitting, standing maybe, sometimes. But I choose to do this every single day for 45 minutes minimum, reading before bed. And I became the guy that started to love and doing it every single day. And if I could recap 3 years before, I would not do anything of this. And one simple thought comes to my mind why I did this. It's simply because I wanted to. I wanted to change my mind to start loving reading. Yes, I was influenced by my friend, by YouTube, but also I had a thought that I need to start reading. It would be nice and it would benefit me. No one told me, take the book and read now because you need to, because you have a deadline, because your school tells you. No one. And this is how I created a good relationship with book. I implemented them into my life. I not started for 45 minutes every single day. I started after school just for whatever minutes I want, for how long I want. I was not checking the time. And then slowly I were adding more minutes. And it was just interesting for me how I was reading it and how I was accessing the right information from it. I found the interesting book that caught my eye. And I was reading for an hour, for an hour and a half. And then I just created a simple routine before bed. This is my story. This is how I do it. You can do it in your own way. Your goal should be to start loving reading. Because you can access hundreds of years of knowledge. And you know these guys that are saying, I'm reading one book a week. And at the end of a year, I want to read hundreds of books. This is not my goal. Well, neither should be your goal too. Because our goal is to get knowledge from book, is to study book and not read it mindlessly. First things first, find the niche, what interests you right now, what would be helpful for you. Never read the book because I said it to you, because someone else recommended it. Maybe check the recommendation and choose your own book that you are interested in. For example, you are influencer, you are making videos, so you can read a book on influence, how to influence people, techniques that could improve your speaking level, etc. So I'm reading currently the book Influencer. Makes sense. And in your niche, maybe you are a photographer, find the books that are connected with photos, how to make better photos, whatever. I started with big ass book recommendation from my friend called Hard Times Create Strong Men. I really was into this book and I ended it fully. It was like 300 pages. And for me, first time when I started reading, I was like blown away. But I found satisfaction from it. I started to read in English, in the language that I was interested in, not in the language I was told to. At the end of the day, you choose what you want. You can start reading in Chinese. If it boosts your confidence level or your interest in reading, why not? If you know some Chinese words and you are interested in their culture, whatever, if it improved just simply picking up a book from your bed, it would be helpful already. So I found satisfaction, I found joy, I found interest, and that's how I started. But how I was consistent is simply from my story. I just influenced myself the way that I told myself, I'm going to read for 45 minutes minimum before my bed. I'm reading currently on my iPad. I have some books in hard copy. But on iPad, it counts like your streak and how many minutes you read today. So I placed a reading goal for a day, 45 minutes. And when I'm reading, there is like small note that you reach your goal for a day. This is how I started checking time before my bed. So I know that I'm going to sleep 10:30 p.m. so that I need start reading minimum at 9:45 so that I would have 45 minutes to read. I simply create the routine and I simply know my habits. I was reading book Meditation by Marcus Aurelius and I was half in and I was like, yeah, that's not a book for me. I didn't really understand what he was talking about and yeah, I just stopped because it wasn't enjoyable for me. I was not excited to read the book. It wasn't pleasurable. It wasn't satisfying for me. So the last thing, notes and actions. You can read millions of books, but you need to study them. You need to take something out of it. Take some part of this book. Take some techniques. Take some knowledge. Because if you would just read it mindlessly, it wouldn't give you a damn thing. It wouldn't make you different from the guy that didn't read at all. Study books by notes, by note taking. I'm not noting every single sentence or every single paragraph. I'm noting what I want and what I found valuable for me. Book Can Hurt Me from David Goggins has like these challenges and actionable steps where I could journal about, for example, there was what the bad moments were in your life and you need to not fear, but see your fears. And that's how I started journaling from it. That's how I started implementing into my life. You know, I get some information from myself by reading this book, by implementing the steps. And the main goal should be never read if you don't want to. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Because if somebody's telling you to do, or even if you are telling yourself to do it, and you don't want to, it is kind of discipline, but for what? Books should be giving you knowledge and pleasure, and you only should get the successful part from them, not the evil part of don't want to read this book or study the thing, because why should you? Many things about follow your passion. I'm not sure should I agree with this one statement that I shouldn't follow my passion or with this statement that I should follow my passion. I'm gonna do it the way I see it. And it is to your choice how you will do. At the end of the day, after watching this video, you can scroll a TikTok, scroll YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and just degrade yourself. This is your choice and you are making it. So make the right choice from your perspective. And don't be nice. Be good. See you in the next one. Bang.